Welcome to Healthy Homestead Living, our homestead kitchen, and our homemade groceries series. In this video, we are going to share with you how easy it is to make your own organic apple cider vinegar. So stay tuned. Here at Healthy Homestead Living, we use a lot of apple cider vinegar. Not only is it an incredibly nutritious addition to our diet, it helps balance our pH, regulate our blood sugar, and so many other different things, and it tastes really good. We also use it with our livestock to help them with parasite control, give them nice glossy coats, and they love it. We also, as an added bonus, use apple cider vinegar every so often for a chemical-free alternative in our cleaning. Now, making your own apple cider vinegar is incredibly simple to do, and I am going to show you how. What we do is we start off with our peelings and our cores and scraps when we are dehydrating or making applesauce or any other thing that we're doing with apples. Normally, these would just go to the compost pile, or you could send them out to the chickens. But we are going to use them to make apple cider vinegar. We start off with those peelings and we're simply going to put them into a jar. Now, depending on how much you are making would depend on the size of your jar. We're just gonna do a little bit this time, so I'll just go with a quart jar. But as you can see, we do lots of quantities. So it depends on how much you consume and how many apples that you have for peels and cores. If your kids came home from school and they just had a really nice healthy snack after school and you just peeled and sliced a couple apples, then rather than throw those cores away, just grab out a nice quart-sized mason jar and throw them on in there. Then what we will do is, for every cup of the size of jar we're using, we add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now, the type of sugar you use, as my grandmother always said, the quality of your recipe is only going to be as good as the quality of the ingredients that you use. So I like to use an organic cane sugar, but any sugar that you want to use is fine. What we want to do is to have the sugar feed the good bacteria that is naturally occurring in the apples. This is a quart-sized jar, so it's about 4 cups, so we'll need 4 tablespoons of sugar. And then we add plain, simple filtered water. Now, you don't want to use tap water if you live in town that's chlorinated or fluorinated or anything that has the chemicals. So we want to make sure that it's as clean, pure water. We live in the country, so well water is just fine. Then we'll give it just a little stir to get that sugar dissolved just a little bit. And you want to leave a little bit of space in the top of the jar. The reason for that is our next ingredient that we will add is a little bit of apple cider vinegar that we have made in the past, or if you have some from the store, you want to make sure it's the kind that has the mother included. When they talk about the mother, that means that the living bacteria and those organisms that make this so healthy are still existing in the vinegar. So we'll add just a little bit. And this, just like when we make kombucha, we want to add last because that adds a protective barrier on the top of our brew that we'll have going for apple cider vinegar, so that any bad bacteria that might try to jump on in there, it lowers the pH very quickly so that it'll protect it from the top. So we'll just add a little bit here to the top. And then we'll take a coffee filter, or if you have like a cheesecloth or a clean dish rag, something like that, as long as it's breathable, we'll cover this up, use a rubber band or a string or something just to secure this. What this will do is allow it to still breathe, but at the same time it's protecting it from the normal dust and things like that that might be trying to get into our apple cider vinegar. Now what we'll do is we'll set this aside on the counter out of direct sunlight for about a week to 2 weeks. You can stir it occasionally if you want to, but you don't have to. We can set this aside. This is one that I have made about a week ago. So this one, as you can see, there's a few bubbles on top, and that's normal. Sometimes you might even get a complete film on the top. That's where the bacteria that's in here, since we make kombucha a lot, there's a lot of healthy bacteria that's floating around in the air. So they will get in there and they're gonna put a protective layer on here. And that's perfectly normal. So what we'll do is we'll stir this up, and then after about a week, with all these nice apple chunks and apple peels and stuff that is already in here, and this smells just like apple cider vinegar. At this point, this is more like hard cider. And so we will strain this off and put it in a separate clean jar, just like I have on this one. This is where I've already strained off the apples. And then this one will sit for about 2 to 3 more weeks to let it ferment just a little bit longer. We want to get that pH a chance for the natural bacteria in there to consume the sugars that are naturally occurring in the apples and in the sugar that we added. And they will eat that up and create acetic acid. And that will change the pH and create what we know as vinegar. And the longer this sits, the more it's going to get nice and sour and get that great vinegary aroma and that wonderful flavor. After about 2 to 3 weeks, then we can bottle it and then store it away for when we're ready to consume it. That's all there is to making apple cider vinegar. It's super, super easy. Only a couple ingredients. You are simply going to have sugar, apple scraps, and some water, and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar that you add for our starter to get it going. Then you can consume and use it for your favorite recipes. So that is all there is to making your own apple cider vinegar. If you'd like some more information, feel free to visit our website at healthyhomesteadliving.com. Thanks so much for watching. Apple cider vinegar is a great addition to any household because it has so many wonderful benefits, not only to the household in cleaning, but also for your digestive health and your overall health.
Benefits to the household and the household cleaning.
Yeah. Repeating myself, succinct. Okay.